Yo, this is it. I'm Mr. Fate, and you're listening to Attack of the Beats on IllMuzik.com. 5 beats, 5 reviews. That's what I do. And before we get into it, we got the Beat This competition coming up, and it's June 19th to the 20th. So don't forget to check that out. And I actually forgot. I think it's no theme, right? Yeah, I think it's no theme. Yeah, because I've been trying to come up with different themes and stuff, and it's kind of hard sometimes. So this time, it's good to get themes, but sometimes it's good to just have no theme because that way everybody can just bring it and just come up with whatever. So we'll see. And so let's get into it right away. First up, we've got Arvin Armani with ROS. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Arvin Armani with ROS. All right, so for this one, I heard this one, I think it was not too long ago with one of the competitions, like Beat It Up or Beat This or something like that. But it's this is a good beat. I really like it. You had me going with this one. I had to turn it up, so I'd nod my head because this one was definitely on point. I mean, you got those Mob Deep drums and that sample. I haven't heard that in a long time, but the way you did the beat is good because it's subtle, it's minimal. There's not too much going on, and sometimes that's good, because a lot of times, beat makers, they have to take a step back, and actually I'm preparing to write an article about something like this soon, but it's just that it's because, sometimes, when you're making a beat, it's just good as is, right? I mean, if you look back to beats from a long time ago, a lot of these beats, they were like 1 or 2 bars, it was like a 1 or 2 bar loop. And they just built off that, but it was pretty much, like some were just like 1 or 2 bars, and that was it, But don't forget, I mean, they were making beats for an MC. Today, it's a lot different. People are just making beats just for the sake of making beats, They're just making them to make something musical and all that stuff. So, in your case, it's subtle, it's good and all that. I like the use of everything. I liked it when you had the little breakdown with just the drums and all that. So it's really good. You could add something if you want. Like I was thinking maybe some strings or something to complement the other sound. I think it sounded like a guitar on the left. So maybe if you had some strings, just a bit or whatever, but no big deal, But this is one of those beats where it's one of those where it would be really good with some vocals on top. You know what I mean? So. Not for this, obviously, for the Attack of the Beats, but if you're going to do something with this beat, this would be perfect for a rapper. Perfect. So think about that if you're going to do something with this. But other than that, it's a really good beat. And thumbs up. All right. Good job. All right. So next up, we've got Classics with AFGU. AFGU? I don't know. AFGU. Let's check it out.
This shit's fire.
All right. Okay, so that was Classics with A of Goo. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure. This beat's dope. I like this because, well, first of all, the drums are on point. Okay, I like the drum pattern, I should say. You know, he did a really good job with that. The low end is a little heavy. You know, a little bit on the thumping side, if you will. So it could be easily fixed, whatever. But I really like the pattern that you have, so that's good. And what really drew me to this beat was the fact that you're using a flute, okay? Because, you know, it's true. You look at a lot of hip-hop beats, it's just people aren't using, you know, all the variety of instruments that are out there. I mean, you know, I'm guilty of that as well, you know, but it's just, you know, we tend to use the same stuff, you know, whether it's sampling or whether it's a synth or something, you know, you're just taking the same stuff over and over, you know, but it's true. You know, you have flute, you got, you know, you got the, what is it, xylophone, you got, you know, trumpets, whatever. We should use these things, you know, because they're there. I mean, we got all these instruments out there in the world. I mean, you know, we should start using them, especially when using VSTs or whatever. There's so many different sounds you could use, you know. So props on that for using the flute. That's really good. And you know, you made it sound really good with this beat. You know, it's a real like, it sounds like a rough beat. So my only complaint really is, like I said, the low end a bit, but also just to have some sort of change up, you know, just instead of having the flute all the way through. But other than that, it's really good. I did a good job on that, and yeah, another good beat. All right, so next up we've got Jody Curtis with Drop Hits. Let's check it out.
Jody Curtis. Jody Curtis.
All right. Okay, so that was Jody Curtis with Drop Hits. All right, so for this one, it's interesting because it sounds like you just got those tags in there, you know, to protect your beat and all that. But they work, you know, it just sounds good with this beat or whatever. But besides that, it's a really good beat. I like it. And the main thing is that it's a fun beat. That's what's really good, because I immediately thought of, you know, like a very, very old school rapper rapping over this, you know, because that's the type of style it is. You know, I mean, don't forget, we used to have a lot of fun rap right back in the day and stuff. So this sounds like that type of beat. So that's really good on that, you know. And I think a lot of it's that the snare. You know, you have like just a bit of the kick and then, you know, the snare tapping through and stuff. What's funny though is that the 808, you know, I was gonna say like, oh, you know, it's a little heavy and stuff like that, but you know what? I would scrap the 808 because this type of beat, you don't need that. I would just get, you know, just a regular kick, you know, maybe on the thick side or whatever. But this is a fun beat. I mean, it shouldn't be something that's necessarily like thumping or whatever. So, yeah, just regular kick drum, and try that. I think that will make a big difference rather than just have the 808 or whatever. So that's the thing. I mean, you don't, you know, sometimes you use the 808 or whatever. It's needed sometimes, but sometimes it's not needed. this type of beat, I would not recommend an 808. So just try changing that up. The rest is really good. I really like it. It's a fun beat. So yeah, just the 808, and yeah, it's good. But yeah, props on the fun beat. All right. Okay, so next up we've got Marjora with Take That. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Marjora with Take That. All right, so for this one, first of all, props on the low end. I mean, that's really good, nice thump and everything. The problem though is the 808, because this happens all the time, but it's just that the 808, man, people have to start using some compression or something, because it's good. It's the way you use it. It's just that when you have it, an 808 hit one after another, then it really reverberates. So you got to get that under control. So that's when you got to, play with the mix somehow. So because it goes a long way when you make when it's nice compressed 808 and stuff like that. Not too much, obviously, but just enough just to take that that heaviness out of it and stuff. Because I always think about somebody listening to it. How are they going to interpret that, especially if they have headphones on or something, or somebody driving around with that, they're trying to blast it, it's going to be really, really heavy. Their whole car is going to shake. We've all seen that. So yeah, just try to get the 808 under control a bit. But the drum work is really good though. I like that, and I like that lead synth. It's just that it gets a little repetitive. So I would just have a part where you take it out, maybe bring something else in or whatever, or maybe have a part where you just take out the drums altogether, just something to change it up, because it gets a little repetitive, but it does sound good though. It's just it just needs some sort of change up, that's all. But other than that, it's a good beat. I like it. It's rough, it's hard, it's a head nodder. So yeah, props on that. All right, so next up we got the last beat. It's Ox with Calling. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Ox with Calling. All right, so for this one, I like the beginning with the guitar. It's really good. As soon as the drums came in, I was like, okay, this is going somewhere, It sounded really good, but then when the synth came in, that's what kind of threw it off. So all it is that you just need to fix what key it's in. That's all it is. I mean, I don't know what program you're using, but I know, for example, in PreSonus Studio One, they have it's a chord finder. Something like that. It's where it detects, or actually I should say that chord detector, it detects the audio that you have and tells you what chord it is. It gives you an estimate. It's usually actually pretty accurate. So you use that, and then you could play your synth, to match that or whatever, so you know what key it's in. So if you have something like that, if you could try to get something like that, you'll be in the right key, and it'll make a big difference. That's all it is. Just that synth is just slightly off. You just need to fix that. For the drums, I really like the kick. The snare's good, but it's a little dull, So usually when that happens, what I try to do is I try to layer it with another snare that's a little more exciting sounding, a little more vibrant, and then add some reverb to the whole thing, because then it just brings it to life. You know what I mean? So, and that's why I recommend that a lot of times, to put reverb on the snare, because it just really brings things out. Not a lot of reverb, just enough that you can hear it, that it just livens it up a bit and stuff. If you do those changes, it'll make a big difference with the whole beat. Because right now it's good. It's just that I just think it needs some tweaks. That's the main thing. So, but especially for the chord, try to find that. If you have, I don't know what program you have, but if you have Studio One, you could definitely do that. But I don't know what other programs have that. I think maybe FL Studio has something like that. Not sure. Or unless you can get a plugin. I'm not sure of any plugins like that, but whatever. But yeah, try doing something like that and see what you can come up with. All right, so that's it for me. I'm Mr. Fade. This is Attacking the Beats. Keep sending your beats in. I'll keep reviewing them. And my favorite beat is, the winner is, drum roll please, Arvin Armani with ROS. Let's check it out.